Hey everybody, Hot Rod Ray here. I'm going to start the fuel system on the Impala today. We have some components here on the fender. I'll move the camera so you can see what we have here. So get it kind of positioned here a little better. We have a Edelbrock fuel system. It has this fitting here with a banjo and a couple washers that actually go to the side of the carburetor. And then it's got an Edelbrock filter assembly that goes into there. And then we have a couple 3/8 line by 6N fittings here straight that goes on either end of the fuel line. And so this will go in the end here and then the fuel line. Then we'll have another one of these in the end of the line and it'll go down to the fuel pump. And the fuel pump has a 90-degree, I believe it's a 3/8 pipe fitting that goes into the pump, and then there's a 6AN fitting. I don't know if I can get you down there to look at that. It's right here. It's got a 90 on it, so we're going to be coming up and then over here and then back, and then we're going to be going right over. Set up here, right there to the side of the carburetor. So get set on the tripod here where we can hopefully get you to see everything or most everything. Get it situated here. And we're going to go ahead and start putting this together. So like I said, we have a couple gaskets here. They're just like a metal O-ring. One is right there on the banjo fitting and one goes there. And this one goes on this side like that. And we're going to install it right here on the side of the carburetor. Like that. We're just going to kind of leave it loose for now so it'll like that. And we're going to take our Edelbrock filter. We're going to screw it on here. Like that. And then again, this is going to be able to move it so our Edelbrock can be seen. We'll do a little advertising for them. Although they're not any of our sponsors or anything like that, but it'll look better that way on the car. And then we'll take one of these straight fittings here. This will go on here like this, and then we'll have a piece of hose down to this one down here. So we'll go ahead and push these on our hoses. Okay, there's the one end. Push this on the other end. Okay, here we go. Now we'll just kind of that down there like that. On this one. Okay, so this here needs to be tightened up like that, and that's basically exactly how it's done right there. Get you hopefully a little better shot here. You can see it. There we go. Up like that. Go here to the side of the carburetor. Maybe you can see that a little better. There. Alright. Well, that's our fuel system. We'll just go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, as you can see, we have the radiator mounted. We're going to show you the back here. We got the fans mounted with the wiring and all that in the back side there. We have the wiring just kind of roughly mounted. There's the switch back there, and the yellow wire comes around here, and it's just going to tie in right here where the battery goes. We're just going to leave that set right there for now. The red wire will come around here and up the side of the fender around here, and it's already tied into the fans here. Right here it's already tied in. And then we have the switch right here with the wire already put into that, up to the switch there. And I'll explain how this works here in a few minutes. I'm just showing you what it looks like in the car right now. We have coilover installed on this side over here already, and we have this side here apart. As you can see, we have the ball joint separated right there, and we're going to go ahead and put that coilover in, and then I'll explain the wiring. So I'll take this off the tripod, or actually set the tripod down a little bit here if we can get it set in a way where we can see what we're doing without me being in the way. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe something right there. Okay. So we have this separated so we can get this here up in there. Now the spring here has got a part up inside here where this is supposed to go, that pigtail, and then this here is our adjustments. We're going to keep our adjustment out here where it can be easily seen and adjusted, and then these nuts right here are for the adjustment of the spring. So we're going to go ahead and let's see if I can pull this up a little bit further first. There we go. See if we can get this lined up in there. Okay, that right there is really, really close to where it's got to go. Let's see if I can. Centerpiece up. Okay, that's where it's got to go right there. Let's see if I can work that centerpiece up just a little bit and get it up in the hole. Somehow. There we go. Okay. I'll get the hardware for it real quick. Let's see if we can adjust this over here. Let's pick up where you can see what I'm doing up here at the top better. So we're going to put this in there, hopefully without pushing that back down. go. And then get this started. Okay, and then now we got these bolts here. They're going to go down on the lower arm. Put those in real quick down here. So we can get the nut started on the bottom. Okay. Get the other one started here. There we go. And nut started on the bottom of that. Okay, now we gotta rotate our spring so we get that pigtail in the back side here. Should be right there. Okay. Now we gotta lift our lower control arm back up. Do that with just a simple floor jack with some blocks on it. Ball joint knuckles up, there we go. Get the castle nut started on it here. Maybe get the castle nut started. Get it on there. I guess my block's tilted a little bit. Well, we can go ahead and anyway, get this all out of the way. So there we go. We have that installed. Take the camera off the base here so you can see. There it is right there. Everything's loose. We're just going to go ahead and tighten. There's the top piece right there. We'll tighten that down. We got our ball joint all back together. We need to tighten that castle nut down. We'll put the tire and whatnot on it. Okay. I'll set this back up here and I'll explain how that switch works on the firewall here in just a second. Okay, as you can see, this is a diagram here of the relay that we have in the car. This is what's mounted to the firewall right here is the relay. And what I've done is I've brought it down to the pins. The pin 30 is the positive feed, which we have is the yellow wire going to the relay. That's the heavy wire that brings the current through it, and we have a 40 amp fuse going to be installed in that because we're running double fans. If you weren't running double fans, you could get by with a 30 amp fuse, no problem. Then the pin 86 goes to your ignition. That way when you turn the ignition on, you're powering up the relay, so it will work when the ignition is on. Now there's another way of doing this also, is going off of the panel, your fuses, where you have a constant power. But the problem with that is this will come on and off even when the motor is off. So it can't, if you're under the hood working on it, the fans can come on. And then our pin 85 goes down to the sending unit, which is on the engine, and that is normally a 175 to 185 temperature switch. And what happens is when that makes ground, in other words when it gets up to temp, this makes ground and it turns this whole system on. It brings the power from here to here, and then the fan, in this case the red wire, goes to the fans and turns the fans on. So basically this whole thing is being turned on by a ground switch. Now you can also turn this system on from inside the dash if you wanted to put a optional fan override switch in. So you would put a switch in your dash or inside your compartment somewhere, dash or wherever, under the dash, wherever you wanted to put this, and you could switch this to ground and it would automatically turn this on. Even if this switch was malfunctioning or it didn't get up to temp or whatever, you could still turn this on and off with a grounded switch. And over here, because a lot of your relays just have these numbers on them, over here is what you have. Your 30 pin is 12 volt from the battery. Your pin 85 is your ground, which is this one right here. This is your 30. And then your pin 86 is your ignition 12 volt, which you need this to turn all this on and off also. And then your pin 87 is your power going out to the fan. That's this one right here. So hopefully this makes sense to you, and you can pretty easily wire up, and you can get online and whatnot and find basically this same thing right here. So this is how it works, and next we're probably going to be tackling the brakes. So we'll get going on that here in a minute. Well, as you can see, we have a new addition to the shop. We have a lift in here now that we can get some of our projects up off the ground. That should make things a whole lot easier and a lot more efficient. Hopefully things will get done a little bit faster. We were going to go ahead and do the brakes on this, but come to the conclusion that he wants to put disc brakes on the back of it. So what we're going to end up doing is ordering some parts for it, and we're going to end this video here without doing the brakes, so the brakes will probably be on the next video then. So until next time, we'll see you then.